Here's the strangest thing I saw today. Stefanos Tsitsipas takes the court for his first round match at the Australian Open against Zizou Bergs because Matteo Berrettini pulled out. And he starts hitting his serve with a pinpoint stance, or otherwise known as the step up. Pinpoint means feet together. The alternative, think Roger Federer, is platform, where the feet are apart. For Stefanos Tsitsipas' entire career, he has had a platform serve. And here he is with a pinpoint serve. Just 11 days ago at the United Cup, and I did go back to check the footage, Tsitsipas played Steven Diaz, the Canadian. And his serve was normal. The same old technique, the platform technique that he has always used. My assumption was that the change in serve technique was a protective measure because of his back issue. We know that his back wasn't really healed throughout the offseason. We know he pulled out of the ATP finals with the back issue. We know he pulled out of a singles match at United Cup with the back issue. And I witnessed him playing a mixed doubles match at the United Cup where the serve seemed to aggravate his back, or his back was seemingly giving him issues on the serve specifically. So I knew that that was a shot that was affected by the back issues. And then I saw this drastic change in technique. I figured, okay, he's doing this because it takes strain off the back. I am not a biomechanics expert. I cannot explain to you how that works, why that works, or even confirm with 100% certainty that it is true that less load on the lower back results out of narrowing your base and serving from the pinpoint stance. But I do believe, just my intuition is that that is the case, and that was my assumption. And that is the only thing that made sense to me, given Stefanos Tsitsipas does not need to change his serve technique. Of all of the things that Stefanos Tsitsipas could tinker with, could adjust, could improve, the serve technique really doesn't make the list. Here's a stat that everybody should know about and everybody should keep in their head because it's a very illuminating statistic. Stefanos Tsitsipas was second on tour in 2023. Last year, the year that Tsitsipas struggled, he was second on tour in hold percentage, just barely behind Novak Djokovic for first place. There's no reason for him to change his serve technique, especially at a major with 11 days ago, he had the old technique when he's the defending finalist. Just makes no sense. So, to my delight, after the match, Tsitsipas was asked about this. He was asked, I know you've had the back issue. We saw that sometimes you were changing up your serve technique because I should backpedal. I should backtrack. By the end of the match, Tsitsipas was back to the platform, and we saw him kind of mixing it up throughout the third and the fourth set. I'll also tell you that through 2 sets against Zizou Bergs, his first serve percentage was hovering around 46%. It would have been his worst serving performance by percentage since May of last year. In the third set and in the fourth set, the percentage went way, way up, and he ended with a decent percentage because he got a really good rhythm, started making a lot, but it took a little while. So he was asked after the match, hey, what's with the serve? Is it because of the back? Which is the logical question to ask. And Tsitsipas said, it's tactical. And then he kind of laughed. I wasn't sure if he was being sarcastic, and Tsitsipas can be sarcastic sometimes. And then he kind of says, look, in all seriousness, quote, it's something I've been working on. A lot of players follow that serve technique, and they are very good servers. Then he started listing some of the servers. I've been trying it out the last few days. The last few days he's been trying it out. This is crazy to me. Like, my mind is blown. You just changed your serve a few days before the Australian Open because a lot of players use that technique and their serves are good. I almost don't believe what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. It's completely different than anything I have ever seen. I've never heard of a player just changing their technique a few days before a major, kind of for no reason. So we'll see how it plays out. And we'll see if he goes back to the platform. I'm not really casting any judgments. I'm not looking at this from a negative point of view. I'm not criticizing Tsitsipas. I'm just stunned because I've never seen it before. And it speaks to his talent, and it speaks to the simplicity of some of the basics and the foundation of his serve technique, that he can make such a big change in his lower body footwork or his base. And then he can still serve at a world-class level, which I'm not super surprised by, because, I personally, I've had a platform serve my whole life. I've played around with the pinpoint, and my serve doesn't stink with the pinpoint. It's still pretty much, it's somewhere around the level of my regular serve. So I think those who have played around on the court know that you can kind of go back and forth, and you don't completely forget how to serve just by changing your footwork. But at this level, where the small details are everything, it is insanely novel what we saw with Tsitsipas today. I'll end on this. Steph's right that the vast majority of the best serves serve out of a pinpoint stance. And what I have in front of me on my phone are the top 10 servers calculated by Tennis Insights. So this is the serve quality on a scale from 0 through 10. And they track the speed, the location, the spin, how often their serves are aces, how often they're unreturned, how often they set up an attack on the +1, all that stuff. John Isner is number 1, pinpoint. And then I'll go from here. Hurkacz, pinpoint. Berrettini, pinpoint. Eubanks, pinpoint. Borna-Goyo, I'm not sure. It's not etched into my brain. Lloyd Harris, pinpoint. Alexander Zverev, pinpoint. Nicholas Jarry, pinpoint. Quentin Alice Contant. Contant, I don't say his first name correctly. I'm sorry. I learned it and then I forgot it. I think he's pinpoint, but I'm not 100%. Kokkinakis, pinpoint. Rinderknecht, pinpoint. There's your top 11. So maybe Stefanos Tsitsipas is onto something, but it is certainly the most surprising, the most bizarre thing I have seen at this year's Australian Open. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.